Has a senior Iranian leader's threat aimed at the United Arab Emirates exposed the real reason that the Gulf nation made a shocking exit from the OPEC grouping? As Abu Dhabi shocks oil markets by ditching OPEC+, Tehran's veiled threats are raising fresh questions about what really pushed the UAE to walk. With the UAE breaking ranks with the OPEC cartel, Iran is dropping warnings that sound a lot like promises of retaliation in the next showdown. Tehran is warning Abu Dhabi not to side with Washington, just as the UAE's shock OPEC exit collides with a dangerous Hormuz shutdown. Tensions in the Gulf escalated sharply after an Iranian lawmaker issued a stark warning to the United Arab Emirates, putting Abu Dhabi on direct notice. Ali Kezrian, a member of Iran's powerful Parliamentary National Security Committee, publicly leveled serious accusations against the UAE over its stance in the current crisis. Kezrian claimed that the UAE is preparing to support the United States in any potential future conflict, suggesting Abu Dhabi could quietly assist Washington if fighting flares again. He went further, alleging that Abu Dhabi could play an active role in any renewed military action targeting Iran, either by offering facilities or backing US operations from its territory. In his most striking remark, Kezrian warned that the UAE would be taught a lesson if it chose to side with Washington in any future hostilities against Tehran. His comments come amid rising tensions triggered by recent US military moves and a fresh wave of economic pressure on Iran, including sanctions and a naval blockade. Iranian officials have increasingly voiced concern about Gulf states acting as silent partners in US operations, accusing them of enabling or facilitating American pressure on Tehran. So far, the UAE has not publicly responded to Kezrian's accusations, nor has it confirmed any involvement in potential plans to support US military action. Analysts say the lawmaker's remarks reflect growing fears in Tehran of a broader regional alignment against Iran, with key Arab states edging closer to Washington's camp. All this comes as, on April 28, the UAE stunned global oil markets by announcing it was quitting OPEC and OPEC+, a dramatic move many linked to the fallout from the Iran war and shifting Gulf security calculations. The UAE confirmed it will leave both groups next month, ending nearly 6 decades of participation in the powerful oil-producing alliance. Officials stated that the decision is aimed at allowing greater flexibility to meet rising global energy demand over the long term. This move comes against the backdrop of increasing differences between the UAE and Saudi Arabia over policy and production strategies. These tensions are rooted in broader economic and geopolitical disagreements, including differing positions on regional conflicts such as Yemen. Abu Dhabi's statement said, and I quote, "The United Arab Emirates today announced its decision to exit the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC and OPEC+, effective the 1st of May, 2026. This decision reflects the UAE's long-term strategic and economic vision and evolving energy profile, including accelerated investment in domestic energy production, and reinforces its commitment to a responsible, reliable, and forward-looking role in global energy markets. This decision follows a comprehensive review of the UAE's production policy and its current and future capacity and is based on our national interest and our commitment to contributing effectively to meeting the market's pressing needs. Sovereign responsibility in a new energy age." End quote. OPEC itself was originally formed in 1960 by 5 founding members: Iran, Iraq, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, and Venezuela. Over time, the cartel's membership has expanded and contracted, reflecting shifting global energy dynamics and political alignments. OPEC is widely regarded as the core global oil cartel that coordinates production policies among major exporting nations. The group is largely dominated by countries from the Middle East and Africa, giving it strong geographic influence over supply. Key members include major producers such as Saudi Arabia, Iran, Iraq, and Kuwait, which form the backbone of its output strategy. African representation comes from nations like Nigeria, Algeria, and Libya, contributing significantly to the cartel's production capacity. It also includes countries such as Venezuela, Congo, and Gabon, expanding its footprint across multiple continents. Together, these members control a substantial share of global oil supply, allowing coordinated influence over markets. OPEC Plus represents an expanded alliance that brings together OPEC members and additional oil-producing countries outside the cartel. This broader grouping is led by key powers like Saudi Arabia and Russia, strengthening its ability to shape global output decisions. It includes major non-OPEC producers such as Russia, Kazakhstan, and Mexico, increasing its overall production weight. Other participating countries include Azerbaijan, Bahrain, and Oman, adding regional diversity to the alliance. Nations like Malaysia, Brunei, South Sudan, and Sudan also part of this extended coalition of producers. Formed in 2016, the alliance was created to better coordinate production levels and stabilize global oil markets. The UAE's decision also comes as global institutions warn of potentially historic disruptions to Middle East oil supply due to the ongoing conflict.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that look, you will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest news makers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the U.S. will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HT videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.